Hi K1 friends, my name is Miss Vione and I have a story to read you today, and the story's title is Bigger by Daniel Kirk. Before we start, the story about a little boy who grows bigger and bigger kind of reminds me of our caterpillar life cycle that started as an egg, grew to a caterpillar, grew to a chrysalis, and will eventually grow bigger into a butterfly. This story about getting bigger also reminds me of something that's getting bigger inside of my body. It's my baby in my belly. It's getting bigger every day. This story starts just that way. Bigger by Daniel Kirk. Once I was very small. I was so small that I was hardly even me. But every day in the darkness of my mother's womb, a womb is what's inside of a mommy's belly when she's growing a baby. In the darkness of my mother's womb, I grew bigger and bigger and bigger until I was born. I pushed hard with my little arms and kicked hard with my little legs. And guess what? I got bigger. I kept growing when the sun shone and by the light of the moon. Even though I did not know how to walk or talk or dress or feed myself, there was always one thing I knew how to do: grow. This baby in the story is kind of reminding me of that baby Louise. I think that was in Oonga Boonga. Nothing could stop me now because I was getting bigger. My, how you've grown, people would say. What a big boy you are. Have you ever had anyone say that to you? What a big boy or what a big girl you are? And I knew they were right. They were right because when I stood next to the table, I could see what was on top of it instead of just underneath. I could stand on my toes and touch the doorknob and the telephone and the light switch on the wall, even though I wasn't supposed to. Boxes were filled with my old shirts and coats and pants and shoes because they did not fit me anymore. Do a Me Too sign if you have grown out of some shoes or some clothes since the last time we've seen each other. I'm sure you have. Only big clothes would fit me now. I took big steps, ate big meals, and used big words. I slept in a big bed and went to a big school. I played with big toys and bigger boys. Look, he's riding a tricycle. That's a bike with 3 wheels. Looks like these bigger boys are riding 2-wheel bikes. Sometimes I didn't like it when other kids played with my toys, but I was getting bigger, big enough to share. And as I got bigger, my world began to grow. I learned the names of animals I'd never seen, and then I went to see them. I saw the houses all around and the people who lived in them. I learned their names, and they learned mine. Look, as he's getting bigger, he's becoming a member of his community. That's where he lives. I learned about the oceans and the mountains and the stars in the sky 1,000,000 miles away. Everywhere I looked, I saw my world getting bigger, and everything I saw I took inside, and I was big enough to hold it all. Look, he's learning so many things. He's holding all of these things in his big brain as he's getting bigger. Once I was very small, just like the baby in Miss Vion's belly. I was so small that I was hardly even me. But there, in the darkness, before I knew my own name, before I ever saw my mother's smiling face or held my father's hand, was a promise. It was the promise of everything that I am and everything that I will be as I grow bigger and bigger and bigger. The end. Before we go, I wanted to ask you 2 questions. First question is, how do you think the boy's parents feel about him getting bigger? He's getting bigger and bigger. Do you think his parents like that he's getting bigger and learning all these new things? What else do you think the boy will do as he keeps getting bigger? Thanks for watching. See you guys soon, and happy Friday.